This is a real push that's taking place. The House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, Republican from Kentucky, invited the CEOs of Discord, Steam, Twitch, and Reddit to testify on the radicalization of online forum users. The reason why they're doing this, the reason why they added Twitch onto this specifically, is even though Twitch has no factor in this investigation whatsoever, those are 3 platforms that have been mentioned in the investigation. Twitch, on the other hand, has not been mentioned in the investigation at all. The conversation is actually about broader online radicalization, then they would obviously factor in Meta, YouTube, Kick, Rumble, Gab, and numerous other right-wing and right-wing adjacent platforms, Twitter obviously being a primary one. The reason why they are mentioning Twitch in this is because of the active efforts by those on the right, on Twitter, and all around to try and deplatform me because they say Twitch is a totally liberal woke platform. This is what the Congress of the United States House of Representatives Committee on Oversight and Government Reform sent to Dan Clancy. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform requests your testimony at hearing on Wednesday, October 8th, 2025 at 10 a.m. in room HVC 210 of the U.S. Capitol Visitor Center. The hearing will examine the radicalization of online forum users, including incidents of open incitement to commit violent and politically motivated acts. You will have the opportunity to provide a 5-minute opening statement prior to answering questions posed by members. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is the principal oversight committee of the U.S. House of Representatives and has broad authority to investigate any matter at any time under House Rule X. Thank you in advance for your cooperation to this inquiry. Now, in the past, there have been investigations such as this one. I believe it was about like Russiagate, where people just didn't show up. Let's be real. The reason why they sent this to Valve is because Discord, Valve, Steam, and Reddit have been mentioned in this investigation. Twitch has not. So why are they factoring Twitch into this if they're not going to factor in all other social media platforms? I think you all know why. As I tweeted, I said, Twitch is not a factor in the Tyler Robinson investigation at all, and yet they want to bring the platform into the story. There's a sinister reason, and I think you all know what it is. There is a broader conversation to be had about radicalization that's taking place online, which would, of course, include Twitch as well. Okay? If this was being done in a fair and balanced way, I totally would understand it. To have all platforms, specifically ones where radicalization very clearly unfolds in front of our eyes in broad daylight, that would be understandable. But the reason why they're not doing that, and the reason why they're doing this instead, is because this is directional. And the only platform that is mentioned in here that is not relevant or pertinent to the investigation whatsoever is because they want to use the Charlie Kirk nation to target people like myself. Okay? I recognize this. This was an initiative that has been circulating for quite a while. This is an initiative that has been in the background due to Israel, due to my anti-Israel commentary for quite a while. And now they are using, instead of using the anti-Israel reasoning, they are using the he is fomenting political violence narrative in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk, which I think is perhaps one of the worst angles of attack, considering that there is nothing I've said that is even remotely violent, especially directed towards Charlie Kirk. And also, I myself was slated to engage in spirited discourse, back and forth, debate in a public setting against Charlie Kirk. Twitch does stand out among companies, Steam, Discord, Reddit, that oversight wants to scrutinize, especially since Comer has directly tied the testimony request of the Kirk shooting. The suspect used Discord and reportedly Steam. Right-wing folks have long said Reddit is left-leaning, okay? And everybody is going to do, everybody on the ideological right are obviously making it seem as though this is totally relevant, right? Here is Charlie Kirk was asked why he wasn't willing to debate Nick Fuentes as opposed to someone like Hassan Piker, who he was set to debate less than 2 weeks after the day he was shot. According to Kirk, he saw Hassan as an honest, genuine, good faith actor. This is true, right?
You know, it's funny. I personally do not give a platform to bad faith actors. And I had a whole open about this. And by the way, a really important thing is not to lie and to not bear false testimony. It's fine. I'll answer your question. You know, you said, oh, you know, I want to have a question about Turning Point events. And you obviously lied about your question. Doesn't surprise me because you have deceit. But you know what? Honestly, I'm asked that question all the time. I don't platform trolls, and I don't platform and I don't discuss people or I don't debate with people that are not good faith actors.
Yeah. Slasher says the government is scapegoating social media, chat and video games under the guise of political de-radicalization as a way to censor the internet. Meanwhile, all the free speech guys cheer this on because they want certain streamers banned over personal vendettas. It is pathetic. They don't understand it. There is a reason why I have consistently said, whenever people go, hey, shouldn't this person be deplatformed? I've consistently said, I am not going to advocate for deplatforming anyone, especially because I know that the crosshairs are on me first and foremost, okay? Of course, that hasn't stopped Asmongold, Tectone, and numerous others that have actively advocated not only for deplatforming, but for the government to literally take action, which would be obviously a direct violation of the First Amendment, direct violation of freedom of speech, beyond like cancel culture and whatnot. And now it's unfolding. Not that it matters. Moral consistency in this regard does not matter. Now, of course, as I've said already, ban me all day, every day. That's not going to stop the truth. And if you were to ban me, that's not going to, if you were to get me deplatformed successfully off of Twitch, even if I were to, even if my career were to be over, right? Even if I had no platform whatsoever to speak on issues that I think are important to address, that still would not change your life. Not only will this eventually harm you as well, because of course they're going to come after you too, because this is about broad censorship. There is going to inevitably be an opinion that you have, whether it be on Israel, for example, or any number of different reasons. And the government will say, this is political dissent. We don't like it. And they will come after you too. I know it's very difficult for you to comprehend that right now because you're too excited at the prospect of imagining a world where you've taken a scalp, where you've successfully been able to deplatform this woke Antifa guy. Having said that, however, this is not going to put more money in your pocket. This is not going to make you more likely to retire at a reasonable age. This is not going to make your health care more affordable or free. It's just not going to fix any of the real issues in your life, the issues that I fight for every single fucking day. This has been an ongoing initiative in the background for the past 2 years. And a lot of people have actively aligned themselves with right-wingers because they know right-wingers are the only ones who would actually be crazy enough to push for this kind of deplatforming, to push for this kind of initiative, but it does not matter. The very same people that always said cancel culture is so stupid, using like age-old things that are taken out of context to associate a person's entire worldview with like a 10-second fucking soundbite is so stupid, are very clearly utilizing that and weaponizing that entire thing, as they have done so over and over again. But that's the goal. People who don't want to fight for improving their situation need something to feel better about, so they need some small wins. No, I think that's exactly what it is. But the left wing did the same thing, but now the shoe is on the other foot. It's just how these things work. No, that is incorrect. Okay? That is incorrect. Especially for someone like myself. If you're coming to me and telling me that, you're definitely wrong. There's a reason why there's so many like people who present themselves as leftists who will be like, I fucking hate Hassan. He's right wing. He's actually secretly right wing. The reason why they say that is because whenever people come to me with demands of deplatforming people, I always say, I'm not interested in that. That's a big part of it. No, that's not the reason. Okay. Well, there's also a bunch of different things that I advocate for that they disagree with, whether it be like, I don't know, American imperialism, whether it be Israel, whether it be getting people to reconsider the way that they've learned about American history, for example. There's a million different reasons why someone could be upset about my commentary. It's going to be 100% about the clip chimps. Have your context counter arguments ready, of course, but it doesn't matter because there is no way that the official organs of the government, like there's no way that I will be able to, even with like a big media push or whatever, be able to overcome the faucet of right-wing propaganda paired up with the official organs of the government taking the initiative to fucking slander and smear a singular Twitch streamer. A big part of this equation is anti-Israel sentiment. I promise you, if I was a pro-Israel progressive, okay, which obviously is oxymoronic, but if I was, this wouldn't be as major of an issue. 100%. There would be no calls to deplatform someone such as myself by the ADL. There would be no calls. There would be no liberals turning the other cheek when they see this initiative coming from the right. This is punishment directed for that issue first and foremost. You can try to find any way to cut it in your mind to make it seem as though there's other reasons for it. Oh, he deserves it, this and that. People only say you're secretly a right-winger because many people prescribe to categorize beliefs instead of allowing for nuance where morals, belief, ethos determine specific responses to the real-world issues. Theory only applies so far. But you didn't do anything wrong. Why are they going after you? It doesn't matter. I need you to understand. It's not about doing something wrong, okay? It's not about doing something wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It's because of my perspective. It's because of what I advocate for. And this is, unfortunately, something that I have considered from day one. It was an inevitability that once it got to a point where my audience grew to a certain level, my platform grew to a certain level, that inevitably people in positions of power would find that to be dangerous and would want to do everything in their power to take me out. We're there now. I will be honest, I'm shocked that it didn't happen sooner. That's it.